So let me ask you something. Do you think companies are really listening to their people? For like decades, the answer has kind of been sort of. But what if AI could give them, I don't know, super hearing? That's what we're digging into today. How artificial intelligence is completely flipping the script on employee feedback, turning it from that dreaded annual chore into an actual real-time conversation.
And this is exactly why this whole topic matters so much. Getting employee feedback right, it's not some fluffy, nice-to-have thing for the HR department. No, it's a core driver of actual business success. I mean, think about it for a second. High turnover, low performance, so often they boil down to the exact same root cause, a workforce that feels completely and totally ignored.
Okay, so if it's that important, where does it all go wrong? Well, it usually starts with something we're all probably a little too familiar with. That often frustrating tradition, the annual survey.
All right, let's make this feel real. I want you to meet Sophie. She is an HR director, and she has the absolute best intentions. Every single year, she sends out that big company-wide employee survey, and she's genuinely hoping to make things better. But every year, the results are, well, kind of a letdown.
I'm betting this sounds pretty familiar, right? Sophie's seeing really low participation rates. You know the excuse, everyone's just too busy. And the responses she does manage to get, they're super generic. But the worst part? It's almost impossible to turn all that data into any concrete action. So nothing really changes. And all the while, she's got this nagging feeling that her employees are holding back what they really think. And that right there gets us to the absolute heart of the problem. Let's just be honest, the old model is fundamentally broken. It happens once a year, so the data is instantly out of date. It can be totally biased depending on who's asking the questions. And it just creates this mountain of data that's, well, it's almost impossible to turn into any real meaningful change.
So, are we just stuck with this broken model? Is that it? Well, not necessarily. What if there was a totally new, way more dynamic way to listen? Okay, this is where the story starts to get really, really interesting.
And this is the big question we're tackling today. We're not just talking about some small tweak to the old system. Oh no. We are talking about a complete and total revolution in how feedback is gathered, how it's understood, and how it's used. And it's all powered by AI.
So how exactly does AI change the game? Look, it's not just about collecting data faster. It's about making feedback continuous, making it honest, and maybe most importantly of all, making it actionable.
Just look at the difference here. On one hand, you have the old way, annual, static feedback. It's often biased, and it just creates this data overload. Now look at the AI-powered way. It's continuous in real time. It's objective and anonymous. And instead of overload, you get actionable insights. We're talking about going from a single snapshot once a year to a continuous live video feed of your organization. It's a massive leap forward.
All right, so let's break that down a little. First up, this idea of continuous feedback. Instead of that one big stressful event each year, imagine AI tools that are just always on. They can check sentiment through quick pulse surveys or even use natural language processing to get the vibe from internal chats. It basically turns that annual interrogation into a genuine, ongoing conversation.
I love this way of thinking about it. It's like having a real-time barometer for your team's morale. You're not looking at last year's weather report to decide if you need an umbrella today, right? You're checking the atmospheric pressure in your organization right now so you can actually do something before a storm starts brewing.
Okay, number 2, unbiased feedback. I mean, let's be real. It's super hard to give your boss critical feedback directly to their face. AI helps create this psychologically safe space. By anonymizing everything and analyzing the comments objectively, it just removes that fear factor. It helps the real truth come to the surface.
And this, right here, is the real kicker. Actionable insights. AI isn't just a data collector. It's more like a strategist. It's smart enough to sift through all that information to spot trends, maybe catch the early signs of burnout on a team. And it can even recommend specific solutions. It turns that sea of random comments into a clear roadmap for how to get better.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in practice, inside a real company? Let's move from theory to reality. And listen, this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. Companies are using these tools right now. Think about it. Getting a quick 2-question pulse survey right in Slack after a big project wraps up. Or an AI that can actually spot rising frustration levels in team chats before it boils over into a real problem. They're even using AI-powered HR chatbots where people can share candid thoughts totally anonymously, 24/7.
And this stuff really, really works. Here's a great example. There was this financial services company that just went through a massive, super stressful reorganization. Now, instead of waiting a whole year to find out that, surprise, everyone was unhappy, they used AI to analyze feedback in real time. They instantly saw the biggest pain points, like, say, massive confusion around the new roles, and they made adjustments on the fly. They totally prevented a huge wave of people from disengaging or even quitting.
So it's pretty clear this is the direction everything is heading. But look, bringing these powerful tools into your company isn't as simple as just flipping a switch. It takes some real careful preparation to get it right.
To really make this work, the human element is absolutely key. You have to build trust. That's non-negotiable. It means being radically transparent with your employees about how their data is being used and guaranteeing that it's secure and anonymous. And this part is so critical. You can't just dump a bunch of data on your managers. They need to be trained on how to take these powerful insights and turn them into constructive conversations and actual change.
When you get right down to it, this is so much more than just another HR tool. It's a core business strategy. In today's economy, the companies that can genuinely listen, that can adapt, and that can respond to their people, well, those are the ones that are going to win. They're the ones who will attract and keep the absolute best talent.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The question isn't whether the technology is ready for us. It is. The real question is, are we ready for it? Is your company truly prepared to make that huge shift from asking once a year to listening, really listening, all the time?
Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple, powerful truth. The technology, it's just the tool. It's the means to an end. The real goal, the ultimate goal, is to make every single employee feel valued and heard, because that is and always will be a company's greatest and most valuable asset, period.